Talking about touring, you surprised other people this year by touring with Mick Pointer and the script to do. I'm surprised because I remember a few interviews that you've made through the years, and you said that you didn't do a lot of collaborations or sessions because you're more used to play to your own style, playing solos, guitar solos, to more the kind of chords and the kind of progressions that you make. So how did it come to play?
Well, I mean, I had a sort of period of time where, from 1996, a little bit of a life change because I got divorced, and then we didn't make a new album until 2001. I had to sell my house and change a lot of things in my life, and it wasn't until 2005 then that we started to become active again with Believe and touring, and I just fell back into doing music. I fell back in love with being in a band and playing music, and I wanted to do as much as I could. And at that time Mick came to me and said, "Do you want to do guitar and script band?" I just said, "Yeah, absolutely." I want to go on tour and I want to do things, we've done Believe, we've done the Believe tour. I haven't got much to do at that period of time, I'm writing a new album, but I can fit this in because the music's already written. I don't have to front the band, all I have to do is play guitar. I like the guys that I'm working with. It's a little bit like, people sort of have criticised it and said, well, it's 25 years old, or, oh, why would you want to do that? But, I'm a kind of a why not sort of guy. I think, well, why not? If someone sort of said to you, if you're just sort of going through life and they just sort of said, would you like an ice cream? Yes, please, thank you. I'll have it. And that's what this is like. Do you want something that will enhance your life? Yes, thank you. Well, why not? And it was really good fun to do, I enjoyed it a lot. And Marillion were sort of there at the beginning, when we were around, so, it's kind of a historical thing as well, so it's sort of important.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying on the website that also a good thing about it was the fact that you didn't have to care about the logistics, like, for instance, today.
No, the tour bus or, the catering or anything like that is taken care of by someone else, and usually I have to sort a lot of these things out. But it's nice for me to just be, a headless musician. Like, what time are we going on stage? Where's the rider? Oh, I don't like that wine. You can complain and it's fun. And I wind Mick up with it as well. So it's good fun.
Okay. And
well, I think you get to the point where you realise that you've got. There was a time I think it was very easy to be complacent. Oh, we've done that. We want to move on. But you realise that there's kind of a value in those things, and they are assets. The old material from 20 years ago, a lot of people still really like to hear those songs. So you want to continue to do things interesting, and it's like the script thing. So, to make a DVD and to get some of the old guys back, to be able to do that, fantastic. Again, it's the ice cream thing. Do you want ice cream? Yes, please. It's an opportunity to do something. 10 years ago, I think it was kind of, we want to move on, that's the history. But now we kind of embrace that history and we like it. And we're really proud of what we did in the early days and all the people who are with us as well. It was a great thing to do that DVD. We had a lot of fun doing it. It was thoroughly enjoyable. And I'm very glad that we did do it. Mm-hmm. So we embrace our assets and our old, our history. Of course, everyone wants to see Queen. Of course, everyone wants to see Led Zeppelin. There is that. The danger I felt with Genesis. I was always a massive Genesis fan, but I saw the concert in Rome and I thought, well, they've just sort of, this is a little bit like karaoke now. We just wheeled out this thing, which is. 20 years old, and it's playing great. There's some great songs. It's great to hear Ripples again, but there's something kind of if you see some of the newer bands like Opeth or Porcupine Tree, there's a kind of, or even some of the sort of new metal bands or the grunge bands, or bands like Nirvana. There's a kind of a direction forward. It's not. Maybe they had. Nirvana. They've got some history, but at the time, it was fresh and exciting. And I think a lot of these, what they would call dinosaur bands, just don't have anything new to bring forward, and that's kind of a little bit where, to me, it kind of comes over as being a bit karaoke as well. You know, I mean, if have they had a new album which was a bit cutting edge? I'm trying to think who has actually got that, who has kind of succeeded. I mean, Marillion, to a degree, you know, they've done their thing, and now they're bringing something new out, you know, which is, so they're kind of, you know, and Fish as well, you know, they've moved on, and they're not sort of just doing all the old back catalogue stuff. So, you know, I'm looking for a band that kind of bring in a little bit of something new as well. I think that's really important. And some of the newer bands are doing that. Well, they don't really have the history to do it, but they've got this edge, you know.
Trying to push it.
Yeah, they're trying to push the boundaries rather than just sort of thinking, well, should we dust this whole thing off and go out and play some shows? Yeah, all right.
Talking about business and how you can put people down, you played a few of these gigs with Martin Offord, who's now living out the music business.
Yeah.
Do you think that because I don't know if you know, but one of the posts that I've seen outside says Pendragon on maybe one of the last tours. Is there maybe a danger to that?
That's probably a marketing ploy. I mean, we talked about in the CD that if downloading goes the way it keeps going, you cannot survive that, not at our level. If you're a big band, you can make concerts work, yes you can. Some of the ideas that I've heard people say, oh well, we're going to do this and we will make loads of money doing this, are quite frankly pie in the sky. It's absolute rubbish. It's not music, it's something else. You know, like selling computer games and there's having music attached to it. You know, you're taking away the importance of the actual music. However many people do this. I mean, there's one person who was talking about having a blog and charging people for joining the blog, and you know, they would come and listen to the blog and they get free music. But you know, who's going to give a shit about the music? You know, like music, people who really are interested in music, whose soul is kind of affected by music, you know, people who are really into it, you get a kick out of seeing, you know, their favourite band. They don't really want the science that goes with it, you know, all the kind of, well, we're going to do a game and we're going to do this. I mean, they may do to a degree, but they really want to be out in front going mad. I mean, we're really getting into some emotional guitar solo, and I think, you know, music's been cheapened by a lot of people with new ideas, you know, to do this, because, I mean, they are ideas, but they don't relate to, I mean, one idea I've heard is that when you buy a phone, you know, you get the entire EMI catalogue with it. I mean, you get like something like access to 5 million songs. But, you know, you're gonna have your phone and you're gonna think, you know, that song I heard in the 60s by the Shy Lights that I really, really like. And occasionally I hear it on the radio and it's a special song for me at a special time, or in the 70s, this song. You know, you got it there, you just think, oh, shall I bother? Oh no, forget it. You know, you just don't bother. And that's the difference, because when we were kids we would go around a record shop and find a record, maybe they didn't have it. We'd go to the next record shop, maybe they didn't have it, the third record shop, yes, there it is. You go home, you call your mates, they come round, you listen to music, and it's a real important thing. That has now gone, it's changed. That's, you know, and the marketing men, you know, like EMI, it's all about selling phones and airtime and subscriptions and linking a game or a video or a DVD, you know. Yeah. But I believe against going against that and making it harder to get our albums, which is what we've done with Pure. We've made it harder for people to get. And it's a really nice book, so, you know,
DVD,
yeah, DVD, so, you know, and it's been hard for people to get. It's not like, oh yeah, well, that's, you know, it's €9, yeah, well, forget it. We'll bring a cheap version out next year, but at the moment we want something the fans can look at and say, I like this.
Okay. That's why I want to buy it.